Now that we have the form created, we need to stop and make sure that there's no combustion that happens in the kiln when the air escapes. So we're going to just make a hole at the very bottom of your pumpkin. Now, since we're creating kind of like a jack-o'-lantern vibe where you can put a candle in it if you want, we need to make it a little bit larger than just that hole. So we're going to draw a circle with our needlepoint tool and then carve that clay out. Now, you're going to need kind of a large hole for the size of what candles normally are. So having that ruler to measure is going to be awesome. Mine's about 2 inches, 1.5 to 2 inches. Now, depending on the shape of your pumpkin is going to decide the size of the hole at the bottom of the pumpkin. So if you have more of a skinny pumpkin, 1.5 inches is going to be a smarter choice. If you have more of a fatter pumpkin, then do 2 inches. After you carve, notice how I'm doing pinching, so to kind of taper the insides of the pumpkin. It just creates a nicer finish and not as sloppy. Now, you can also use your larger loop tool and not your smaller one. If you feel like this large loop tool is too awkward to hold and maneuver around, don't be afraid to get your ribbon carving tool. Continue to measure to make sure you're going for the correct size when you carve. Also notice whenever I'm carving the clay, I'm putting it back all together so it doesn't dry out. Then I go back and taper with my fingers and your sponge. That will help too to make the clay a little bit easier to work with, just to kind of finish it up. Okay, so now I'm just making it a nice circle shape because we're at the 2 inches that I want to be at. So it's gonna do a little at a time. Don't carve too much at once. It's easier to take away than it is to add clay. It's not impossible, but it's just, easier. So do a little at a time and just make it look really nice. So when a candle goes in there, it fits and will illuminate your pumpkin. Okay, so I'm just putting the finishing touches on the hole here, but now, when you guys look inside your pumpkin, you are going to see a ring of slip. This is from when you attach your 2 pinch pots together. So now what you're going to do is do what you did on the outside and the inside. So grab some of that clay you just carved off, press it in there, and use your fingers and wood modeling tool to help seal that crack and connection.